most important person in my life wears a janitor uniform. He is my dad, and I pretend not to know him. He shows up at my school in that uniform every single day, the one with the bleach stain on the sleeve that never fully comes out. He waves at me with that big smile he always has. My friends are standing right next to me, so I look the other way and walk faster. He doesn't call after me, he just lowers his hand and walks away. That night, he brings rice and beans again. The same thing we eat 3 times a week, because that is what we can afford. He sets my plate down, smiles, and tells me to eat. I look at him angrily and tell him I want pizza. For a second, he goes quiet. Then, he nods and goes outside to bring it. He comes back an hour later with 1 pizza slice in a paper bag. He hands it to me and starts counting coins. I can tell he is worried. I eat it anyway. He just sits there and smiles at me. I don't even say thank you. Lying on my bed, I stare at the ceiling. I hate everything about our life. I hate that my shoes have a crack in the sole, and that my phone is so old my friends laugh every time they see it. And most of all, I hate that no matter how hard my dad works, nothing ever gets better. One afternoon, I am at the mall with my friends. Just when I look at things I cannot buy, I hear a mop hitting the wet floor. I turn around, and my whole body freezes. My dad is on his knees, scrubbing the tiles in front of everyone. His uniform is soaked in soap, and his hands are red. My friend nudges me. "Is that your dad?" I say no. He looks up, and our eyes meet. I notice his face changes, just for a second. Something painful moves between us. The next moment, he smiles at me, and goes back to scrubbing the floor. I walk away fast, and don't look back. That night, he comes home and puts food on the table without saying a word. A week later, my school holds a school play, and all parents are invited. I tell my dad not to come. He nods and says nothing. But when I perform on stage, I see him sitting with all the parents, still in his janitor uniform. He is recording my performance on his old phone. When the play ends, all the other parents clap from their seats. My dad stands up and claps the loudest of everyone. At that moment, I feel ashamed. Days pass, and my dad looks weak and unwell, until the day my dad does not come home. A neighbor knocks on my door and tells me my dad has collapsed at work. I run to the hospital. He is already lying in a bed, tubes everywhere, eyes closed. His uniform is still on him. I can smell the bleach from across the room. A nurse tells me he has not been eating enough. That is when I realize he stopped eating so he could afford to feed me. On the chair beside his bed sits a small notebook. I pick it up. Every page is filled with memories he has been saving. The first time I called him dad, my birthday, the school play. One page stops me. She deserves better. I will find a way. My hands start shaking. I sit down and hold his hand for the first time in years. When he opens his eyes and sees me, he doesn't say anything. He just smiles. That same big smile I was always too ashamed to smile back at. But this time, I smile back. Then I lay my head on his chest and cry. He puts his hand on my head, soft and slow, like always. Have you ever taken